Through enduring hardships, the tears of pain I shed today will be the tears of joy I shed tomorrow. I am Coach mjdtiger, certified life coach and mentor. Through passion and purpose, aiding those through the valleys, over the mountains, and conquering the volcanoes of life. While free yet connected to everything, every place, and every person around us, we can obtain a life of freedom and wellness through passion and purpose. There is no end. You are here now. And if no one has told you this today, I love you. You deserve to hear that. Salute to you all. The brave never fall. Learn, laugh, and level up. How are you feeling? Take a moment to do a self-check-in for yourself. Do this every morning, throughout the day as needed, and every night before you close your eyes for sleep. Ask yourself, how are you feeling mentally? How are you feeling emotionally? How are you feeling physically? How are you feeling spiritually? And all, how do you feel in your mind? How do you feel in your body? How do you feel in your heart? And how do you feel in your soul? Balancing yourself is a healthy daily practice that will reliably keep you in harmony with your entire mind, body, heart, and soul. Take these next few moments of meditation in silence to answer those very questions. How are you feeling? Something to think about every day, every single day. Fear, mistrust in yourself, doubt, limited beliefs. These are things that you have to rid yourself of every single day. And it may have to be a reset button every single day. That reset button is trust. And that button is powered by self-love and self-respect you have for yourself. Everything that you fear, everything that is you believe is holding you back, everything that you think is going wrong, there's always another way. There's always a different point. And sometimes we're going too fast. We got to slow down, sometimes even stop. The goal is just not to go backwards. It's to go forwards. We can only do that by trusting ourselves to know we can get over fear and obstacles, and limited beliefs, and the stories we tell ourselves each day that we can't do it. Yes, we can. Yes, we will. Yes, we do. That is something to think about every single day, every single moment. You do, you can, you will. There is no should. There is no try. Just do it. Be patient with yourself, love yourself, be grateful for what you have, and forgive yourself, and keep moving forward. You are stronger than what you are giving yourself credit for. Trust yourself. You are. Episode 1, you are always the common denominator. In your life and in the people's lives around you. No matter what's happening, no matter what you're going through, you are always and will forever be the common denominator for every good, bad, and ugly thing that happens to you. Every person that happens to you, every place that happens to you. You are always and forever will be the common denominator. That thought process is enough to numb you to life. It's enough to induce automatic, uncontrollable, limited beliefs within any of us, no matter what we're going through. Life is about reassuring yourself that you are not just living, you're enduring, you're thriving, and you're doing all this because of you. Every ounce of joy you have in your life, no matter what's going on around you, you have to be willing to accept that joy. So it's always you. When I say in so many podcasts and so many quotes and posts that I post on all the sites that I post on and all the people that I talk to, the common thread is always the common denominator of you. I'm speaking to you as I speak to myself. The excuse of blaming other people for your problems, I've never ever thought that was a solution that would get you anywhere. And if I did think those thoughts, the consequences of those thoughts and those actions got me nowhere. It's a failed practice. It's a failed belief system that woe is me. It's this person's fault. It's this place's fault. It's this thing's fault for my good and bad and ugly problems I'm having. My happiness cannot be obtained because of this person, this place, and this thing. These are limited beliefs. It's a cycle, a cyclone of all types of negative self-talk and lack of self-love and self-respect for yourself. And truly what it boils down to is a lack of passion and purpose. The whole point of Color Wave Black, of the metaphor of traveling through a valley, climbing over the mountain, and facing your volcano and conquering it. The whole point of that is once you get over that volcano, there's another valley, there will be another mountain, there'll be another volcano. Whose fault is it that you are where you are in life? At some point in our lives, regardless if we believe we had free will as a child, that we had limited resources as a young adult, that we got dealt the wrong hand during our middle years, no matter where you are in life, there's always points where you could have went in another direction. And self-awareness is one of those big things. When is there a right time to say, at this moment, at this crossroads moment, I'm choosing this path because I can, because I will, because I do. And not think of it as I should not take that other path. But say, I am choosing to do this, not I'm avoiding this other thing. We got to stop looking at the other thing. It's trust. I'm going to go this way. Because I don't have time to sit back and say I should have taken that way. Should means nothing when you are backing through trust that I'm going to go this way. And you say, well, what if something goes wrong? What if bad things happen? What if I make the wrong decision? That's the price we pay. Those are the unintentional consequences that come with whatever decision we make. And that's not the point. The point of it is not saying, I'm going to go down this path because it's easy. I know I'm not going to fail. I know I'm going to succeed going on this path. So I'm going to do it. This person told me that this path is awesome. I've been to this place before and it was awesome. I had these things and these tools that I had along the way before and I've done this. It's the fear of the unknown. That there are things that are familiar on this path. So I should take this one. It guarantees me success. And if I fail, it won't be that bad because I already know what the consequences are. I've done it before. What's the danger in that? Redundancy. Complacency. Contentment that gets you nowhere. You're not learning anything. You're not adapting to anything. You're not evolving anything. You're doing what's familiar because it's safe. Because someone told you Continue doing that, because not only is that safer for you, it's safer for me because I can't see you fail. When we start allowing others to chirp in our ear and start allowing other people to influence us to not do something based on their fears and assumptions, that's dangerous and is unacceptable. It's okay to give guidance. It's okay to say, let me point out some things that you may be aware of before you go down here. But to tell someone you should not do this, and there's that word should again. You shouldn't do that. What if? We could do that every day about every single thing in our lives. What if you decide to take a drink of water and you choke on it? Should I drink it? Who ponders on that? No, we just do it. We're not thinking of it. We know how to handle the consequences of it. We know there's a danger every time we wake up that we may never go back to sleep in that same bed, that we may end up dying that day. We already know that our lives are finite. So what's the danger of choosing a path when ultimately the greatest consequence of life ever is going to be death? You already know the worst outcome of anything because it's death. So everything in between that is easy. Or through passion and purpose can be made easy. The mentality of doing things that other people are telling you to do and going to familiar places because they're familiar, getting out of your comfort zone, that's overcoming fear, overcoming limited beliefs. And my job is not to tell you you should do something. My job as a coach and mentor is to tell you you can do something. You can do it. You don't want to go backwards. Why? Because your name is attached to whatever you do. Those limited belief moments where you say, I should take this one because it's easier. I should do this. I should be with this person because it's easier. I don't want to work on anything. I just want things to be easy and simple. You have half of the equation right. People, places, and things in your life should be easy and simple, quote unquote. But you have to make these things and these people and these places easy and simple in your life. It's not about the should, it's about the do. You can do it. That word should comes with all types of questions. You question yourself right out of the gate. You don't trust yourself. It's the fear of judgment, the consequences, the people, places, and things you'll lose when you embark on a journey, on a goal, an achievement you want in your life. The arrow is pointing you in the right direction. You can feel it in your heart, and you choose not to take it based on prior events, naysayers, others living through you instead of with you. Just because others don't trust you doesn't mean you should not trust yourself. You have to trust yourself. It's not I should. It's not at some point I'm going to trust myself. It's a very important thing. It should be focused upon. Because in the end, it will be you and you alone who have to face the consequences, whether they're good or bad. And those who told you you should have done this, suddenly they're not so present when things go bad for you in your life. Even though it was them who were giving you a little nudge, take the easy route, take this route. This is the route I would have taken. All the while they're not thinking about themselves. If they're spending so much time thinking about you, what are they doing with themselves? Where is the time spent on themselves? Or are they living through you? If there's a place that you visit and there's things that you have, there's things that you are associated with that essentially are a part of your life as if it's your children, it's your DNA, it's your family, it's all these things that you can't run from them. They are there. But you're alone, yet connected. Freedom is not obtain without being connected with something. You can't be. It's infinity. It's infinite. You're free, but you're also connected to everything. That common denominator puts all the blame, all the focus on you, no matter what, because we don't have the gift of saying, if I make this decision, it's easy for me to make because I could just simply blame someone else. I can blame something else. I can blame someplace else for my failures. Because if we do that, we also have to give credit if we succeed. Not if we succeed, we say, hey, thank you. You pointed me in the right direction. We rarely ever say that. We take all the credit. I did this. So where does it end? It's so much simpler and more purpose-driven when we face everything alone. When everything is boiled down to us, the individual. You have to reassure yourself every single day, no matter what's going on, that what you're doing is through the lens of pure passion and purpose. That everything that you're doing is based and built upon something. The blueprints have been made. You've jettisoned all the things in your life that are distractions, all the people in your lives, all the addictions, all the things that can get in the way. No one's perfect. The moment someone walks up to you and say, hey, I figured it all out, bullshit. It's healthy to be continuing to work on things, to be growing within yourself because you're changing, you're adapting. You are not the same person you were 20 years ago, 5 minutes ago, 20 seconds ago. That person dies each second. A new person is born each second. So you are constantly dying and being reborn every second of your life. The consequences of who we are and what we do is staked, heavily grounded in who we are foundationally. And yes, we seek counsel for people we trust, but we have to trust ourselves more than we trust other people. The trust in ourselves has to be greater than. Or otherwise, how do you even interpret the information you're getting from other people? If the lack of trust in yourself is not there, how do you interpret? How do you truly know what you're doing is going to put you in a position of success if you don't trust yourself and you're trusting other people more than you trust yourself? This is why it comes back to you. The focus, the aim, the target is you. Mind, body, heart, and soul. What are the outcomes? What are the solutions? What are you reassuring yourself every day? What affirmations do you tell yourself every day? You start off the day beating yourself up, reacting to every negative thing that pops up throughout the day. You're replacing one negative outcome with another. Snowball effect of allowing people, places, and things to dictate your mood and your happiness, all balled up into a gift-wrapped excuse of it's all these things, people's and places' fault that I'm not happy today. The work has to be done on ourselves first. It is your responsibility and opportunity to do something every single day through honesty, through overcoming fear, through sometimes having to go against the grain to remain who you are. Because if you don't understand who you are and you consider yourself a person of substance and someone who is gifted and special and have all the tools needed to succeed in this world, if you believe this, you have to believe it strongly and openly. You can't hide within yourself all the talents and gifts and things you have to offer to this world. If you don't explore it for yourself, no one else would ever see it. And even if they do, they may not understand it. But it's not your obligation to have to teach people. You just have to be you. You are who you are. And you can make yourself into whatever you want to make yourself into. That is your gift. That is something that is a tool you can use every single day to know, what do I want to work on today? I want to get 1% better in this area. I want to get as many small victories today as possible. I want to check off as many on my to-do list as possible. I'm not going to be lazy. I'm not going to procrastinate. I'm going to do the best I can within reason, and I'm going to push forward without fear. And things eventually will turn out for me. Yes, things are happening faster with all these people around me. I can easily judge myself against them. But this is my path. This is my story. And there are people who are moving slower than I am. So there's no need to push the envelope past where I know my limitations are. There's a difference between limited beliefs and limitations. I don't believe in saying limited beliefs are something that we should say, hey, that's just part of our life. The limited beliefs, if you can get rid of them as many as you can, even if more are just sticking around and they're sticking like glue, you get rid of as many limited beliefs as you can by adding discipline and self-respect and self-love. The value and purpose, principles, morals, these things can eliminate limited beliefs. Confidence, being true, openly true about who you are, versus limitations. We all have limitations. I am 5'7". I cannot dunk a basketball. That is a limitation in that sport. But that doesn't define me. So there's a difference between limitations and limited beliefs. We all have to know our limitations. Some things in this world, some places we can't go to, some things we can't do, some people we won't ever see, we will never get along with, and that's just life. And it happens that way because you are the common denominator in your life. You're only going to match up and align with so many things. There are limitations. That doesn't mean you don't explore the boundaries of said self-limitations. That's different than limited beliefs. Believing you can't do something doesn't mean you should. When I say I can't dunk a basketball, it doesn't stop me from trying. And trying and doing are two different things depending on it. This is why talking ourselves into good, healthy self-talk helps so much. The difference between limited beliefs and limitations. Trying and doing. Look at the word, if you took out the word trying and put it with attempting, suddenly that means something completely different. I'm attempting to dunk that basketball at 5'7". It's going to be difficult, but I can attempt to do it. Trying means I'm limiting myself. I'm going to try. No, I'm going to attempt to do it. It's all about the intent behind what you're trying to accomplish. Again, there's that word trying, right? What you're attempting to accomplish. All these things do boil down to just words, actions, doing. What are you doing? You could be attempting, you could be trying, you should do this, you could do that, you would do that. We could talk ourselves in our minds into just the most ridiculous scramble of nothingness based on little nuances here and there. Well, what it comes down to is, what are you doing? You, as a common denominator, what are you doing? Are you trying? Are you attempting? Are you looking at it as I should, I would, and I could? What are you doing? My goal every day is to do as much as I can. Attempt as much as I can. Those terms, that terminology fits with me, what I like to do. Small victories. I try to use positive, powerful, purposeful words in my life. But ultimately, I can say I'm attempting or doing something and can be doing it half-assed. It's outcomes. Consequences of action. Introspection. Looking into what you are actually doing. What goal are you actually going towards, and are you actually working towards it? Or are you just looking at it and hoping and wishing someone helps you by holding your hand and pulling you along in their direction where they're going on a separate path? This is where things get interesting. How can we go in a specific direction if we don't trust ourselves to go in any direction? We let the self-talk and the limited beliefs get so much into our mind, and we let people's noise and these places that we're afraid of going to and these things that are overwhelming us, all these things put us in a standstill, which is not necessarily a bad thing. Standing still for a moment and getting your bearings and saying, wait a minute, where am I? Let me course correct. Slow down here. Analyze. Scan. Detect. Let's see what's going on here. Maybe I'm walking my path at night and I need the sun to come up so I can see clearly, oh, there it is. This person was telling me last night I should go this way. See that word again. I should have went this way from this person. It's too vague for me. I need to know. I need to know clearly, and I need to know that I can trust myself to clearly see that path, not see the end of it, because there is no end. We can't see into the future. We can just know this is the right way to go. This is what I want. This is the place I want to be. This is the person I want to be with. This is the career I want to have. This is the body I want to have. This is the knowledge I wish to have. My heart's full. Spiritually, I'm in tune. I'm aligned with with everything around me. As much as possible. Conflict will always weasel its way into our lives. But we have to take the bad with the good. Just as we have to take the darkness with the light. The moon with the sun. It's the same deal. We can't avoid conflict. Conflict actually helps us grow. Struggle helps us grow. Healthy, positive struggle helps us grow. And even the negative struggles. You learn a lot about yourself when you go through things that test you. Life becomes easier. If we keep taking the easy path, if everything is, I'll just be content. No wonder you're so stressed out when something eventful pops up in your life. You haven't learned how to handle anything more than the surface level things you've been going through peacefully and contently for the better part of your life. We have to see what more is out there. In order to do that, we have to be willing to say, I'm going to overcome this fear and face the unknown bravely and boldly. I'm going to overcome this fear and face the unknown bravely and boldly because that is who I am. And you are. You are more than capable and more than brave and bold to do this. You know this. It's inside of you. That fire inside of you is burning for a reason. You know what you have to do. And if you're going to listen to anyone tell you what direction to go into, damn it, listen to yourself. Trust yourself. And if you make a mistake, make it boldly. Accept the consequences, learn from them, but you're going to get a reward. That fear is going to be diminished. Suddenly the unknown is not so scary. In some ways it becomes enticing because you know you're opening up more doors, more opportunities, you're going to learn more. It makes you an all-around better human being. You feel fulfilled. You suddenly know how to create your own happiness. You're not shoulding and woulding and coulding. You're doing. You're attempting. You're trying to do the best you can, and there's nothing wrong with that. And if anyone tells you otherwise, walk and hand them a mirror. What story do they have to tell themselves? You focus on you. You focus on your road, your journey, your valleys, your mountains, your volcanoes. Because if you don't focus on them, no one else can for you. You are always the common denominator in your story, in your life, in your passion, your purpose. What you do with it is yours alone to face. Be brave and be bold. Salute to you all. The brave never fall. Learn, laugh, and level up.